Hello, beautiful humans. It's Laura from It's Character Building. I have been taking a little break from the written blog lately because just needed to and didn't really have much to say. And so been on a little bit of a inspiration journey and I will be coming back. However, in the meantime, I decided that I wanted to put out a podcast series. I had some people in mind and had recorded some podcasts earlier in the year but did nothing with them. But now I feel like it's the time to put them out. So who better to start with than Josh Astrop, who is one of my very dear friends and who does his own successful podcast. So I wanted to kind of turn the tables on him and have a chat with him. So I hope you enjoy it and let me know what you think.
Thank you. What's the podcast called?
It's Character Building.
Of course it is.
It's all under the umbrella.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And you're doing series now.
A series.
Which is good.
This is episode 1.
People have started to do that over the last year or two. Some of the great ones like Serial, the podcast. Have you listened to that?
No.
Fucking amazing. Can I swear?
Yes.
Excellent.
Absolutely. Have we met? Have you read my blogs?
So that's like crime, investigation, series, following stuff. I mean, the production, I mean, there must be 100 people working on each episode of that. And they're, sending people to different parts of America and interviewing them and stuff.
Oh, really?
And building a story and getting in touch with judges and all this stuff. But it's absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm sure it must have the same amount of work as a TV show. But anyway, that's a different point. They are... they start to do serial stuff rather than weekly. I like it. It's because struggling with the
I'm just faffing about. Sorry.
I know. Yeah, if you have a case on.
I'm not as professional as you.
No. Yeah, but you learn this stuff.
So,
I recorded. This is how professional I am. I recorded the first Skype interview I did with Rena Goodwin, good friend of mine and my brother's. She's done loads of stuff. Worked at a record label. Worked at the Cleveland Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now has a marketing agency, I think. But we recorded over Skype, and I had a hard case on my Mac, and I didn't realise it just covered up the microphone.
Oh,
just a solid plastic over the microphone. So I'm like cranking it up, and they're going, "I can't hear you," and I'm thinking, I don't know why. Why is this? So I ended up recording it, and then I listened back to it, and I could hear what they could hear, and it was like I was whispering. I don't know how they heard me, and then it wasn't until then I thought I investigated and realised I just.
Oops.
Basically had the microphone in a case the whole time.
Well, you live and learn.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, this is episode 1. Now, how many episodes of your podcast have you done? Like the Josh Astrop podcast, just putting that out there.
Thank you.
Plug.
Formerly the Audio Works podcast.
Yes.
But now it's all about me.
Yeah, because it is all about you though, really.
126.
Wow.
At least an hour each. Thinking about it now, that's a lot, isn't it?
That's mental.
I remember doing a few and then doing 10 and thinking, all right, 10, this is getting serious now. This is a thing.
Yeah.
Rather than I've just recorded a couple and sort of didn't do anything with them, which I have done before. Yeah, that's all right.
126, that's mental.
But it's not like, are you just doing one at a time?
Yeah, true.
That's all it is. I intentionally said I'm going to do it weekly. So I thought, well, I've said I'm going to do it weekly now, so I better do it weekly, otherwise, as soon as you start being complacent, or I do personally, as soon as you start going, it doesn't matter, then nothing matters.
Ooh, deep.
Yeah. It's like whenever I say in my head, that'll do, I just think, no, that'll do isn't good enough.
That'll do, won't do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like whenever you think, fuck it. The phrase like that'll do and fuck it, it's just like you giving up, can't be bothered. And Neil Strauss, famously author of The Game, but also New York Times bestseller, fascinating guy. He said, I don't even know if he came up with it first, but he said, how you do anything is how you do everything. So
I've heard that before.
Yeah, whatever your attitude is to something, if it is fuck it, then not only is that not good in general for your attitude, it's like treat everything as if that is how you deal with everything. I like that. So whether you're washing up or whether you're writing an article, do a good job.
Okay. All right.
That's totally another different point.
It's not a different point at all. It's a very similar point. So yeah, I guess this is my first podcast, obviously, and I'm doing the series of 6.
Yes.
See how it goes. I can't commit to weekly.
No.
It's too much.
Yeah.
And plus, I leave professionals like you to do that. So
yeah, but the only difference between me and you, in terms of podcasting, is I started before you.
Yeah, but
That's it.
yeah, I was gonna.
That's it. There's no training. There's no, I do little research.
And there I was thinking that you did loads of research before I came in for my interview, no?
Initially, it was because I knew most of the people that were doing it, so I knew about them, or they were friends or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then it was, I don't want to know loads of stuff about them, and because I know it, not talk about it because I know it already.
Oh,
because then somebody listening who doesn't know that will never know. And also, I didn't want to sit there saying, so you wrote a book about this thing and tell me about the book, and that's an interview.
Right.
That's a question and answer session.
You want it to be more like a combo.
Yeah. So if somebody comes, for example, if somebody comes on and they're an author and we don't talk about any of their books, that is absolutely fine. I'm interested in the person. They might have done some great things, but they did some great things because of who they are. But if you just talk about the things, you don't know who they are or find out who they are. Mm-hmm. So I think that, I'm not saying I do that, that's what I'm trying to do. And, I'm not Parkinson. I'm not, they know what they're doing. They really know what they're doing. Their interviews, like they probably have techniques of some description whereas I'm making it up.
What got you into podcasting though? Like why did you start?
Combination of Ricky Gervais and Joe Rogan.
You love Joe Rogan, don't you? Is that your favourite podcast?
Yeah, I try not to talk about it too much.
Well,
otherwise I talk about it all the time.
No, go on.
It's just brilliant. It's just showed me lots of things that I would never have seen before. Mm-hmm. From health and nutrition and spirituality and fighting and everything. Well, I mean, he's done 1,000 and something episodes of at least 2 to 3 hours each, and I've listened to every one from the beginning when they started doing it. And sometimes it's 3 hours of dick jokes, but there's a place for that. Who doesn't like a dick joke? Exactly. Sometimes it's 3 hours of talking about meditation. I think both of those things are equally valid. It's about
balance.
Being holistic, isn't it? I think that's it. And that's, I like his attitude. He's obviously had a lot of experience with life and people. Just his outlook seems to be the most metered, genuine. Like he doesn't seem to, somebody does something he doesn't agree with, he doesn't start calling them names. He will say like, oh, well, you don't know how they've come to that decision, what's happened to them in the past. It's like most people would go, oh, he's a twat, if somebody said something stupid. But he seems to sort of learn from him that, yeah, everyone's got shit going on. You don't know why people are saying things, and quite often it's not, if they're racist, it's probably not even about race. They've probably had a bad experience in the past, or a parent that was giving them shit information.
Yeah.
So don't judge people on that sort of things,
It's difficult though, isn't it? If somebody is being a dick, it's difficult not to be
if they're like clearly wrong, like racist or sexist or whatever it is.
Or like Donald Trump.
There does seem to be a clear right and wrong there. So it is hard not to just like tell them to shut up.
Have you had anyone say anything controversial on the podcast that you were like, oh god? You don't have to name names, obviously. No, I haven't. I'm just trying to think now. I haven't had anyone say anything that I disagree with. I don't think. People being like
brutally honest and opening up and things. That's cool. That's really good. It's nice to hear. It's funny, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday who's got their own business that they've built up. Done really well, you know, they should be proud of themselves. I started a new project, a new business, and he sent me a message saying, I had another wobble today, like, what am I doing? Is this even a business? What, should I just stop now? And I was like, yeah, so have I. I said, oh, you can always join the army. You know, it's like regular income and a lot of stuff is done for you. And then he was like, no, I'm too old. I'm like, well, actually, you can apply it to the age of 40. Not that I've thought about it too much. So, you know.
You're going to run away to the army?
Yeah, I just think, well, that's whether or not I could do it, I don't know. But, you know, I think we're all, everyone's constantly questioning what they're doing. Particularly if you're starting something new or a business or a blog or something.
Yeah.
And you're putting something out there, or you're, rather than working for somebody else, when the work comes to you and then you do it. But when you have to go and get that, you have to believe in what you're doing so much more, because you're saying to somebody, this is good, you should pay me to do it.
Yeah, I find it difficult having the confidence in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So obviously I do a bit of writing and stuff, and I've started pitching for paid work.
Cool.
So, and that, well, I say I've started, I've been pitching for paid work, and it's difficult because you have to do your research and you have to kind of put something together. So you've already invested a bit of time into what you're doing before you even submit it.
Yeah.
And so I recently submitted something to a magazine, and they were like, yeah, cool, amazing idea. It's a piece about community. And they were like, yeah, cool, sounds amazing. Pay rate same as last time, and I was like,
Yeah.
because it was like, that was the first one that I did, and I was like, do you know what, I'll just take anything.
Yeah.
And now I kind of reflected on it, and I thought, no, actually, this is a national magazine.
Yeah.
I'm good at what I'm doing, so I asked for more.
Yeah.
Which made me feel sick.
Yeah.
Like,
you think they're going to go, why do you deserve more?
Yeah.
But they're not. They're probably going to say yes.
I
or
mean,
no.
well, she didn't say yes. And she kind of did give it a bit of, you do realise we have writers from the Telegraph that are like...
Yeah, but it's a learning experience.
But she didn't say no, so she came up a bit. And I was like, do you know what? If I hadn't asked, I wouldn't have got that a little bit.
Yeah.
And like my mum always used to say, if you don't ask, you don't get.
This is true.
But it does, like, when you're putting yourself out there like that, it does make you feel really anxious, because it's like, oh God, am I worth that?
Yeah.
Should I do that? Is that cheeky?
Yeah, that's so true. As it happens, yesterday I announced that I'm putting the prices up at the studio, which is obviously something that I've lost sleep about over the last few weeks.
Really?
Because nobody wants a price increase.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever gone, oh, I'm glad that is costing me more now. Everyone hates it, understandably.
Have you ever put the prices up before?
Yeah, we've been open 8 years and I've done it twice before.
Well, I mean, that's not bad going.
No,
then,
it's not,
it?
and it's a very small amount in my opinion. And my rent goes up each year.
Yeah, and your rates and everything, yeah.
And you know, I do think that we're good, that we've got a good service and good stuff, and we are constantly putting money into it and stuff. So, I mean, it's overdue, to be honest.
Yeah, it does sound like
Probably
it.
should have done it a while ago, but yeah, worried about it. How do I word this? How do I tell people? Are people gonna think, oh no, it's too much? That's just that's the straw that broke the camel's back. We'll go somewhere else. But some people will do that, and that's fine. And
so, just to fill people in who don't know you, it's a rehearsal studios, right?
Yeah. So it's a place for. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
you,
go on. No.
It's a place.
It's all about you, Josh.
It's a place. It's basically soundproof rooms for bands to rehearse in. That's it. So if you're a musician, if you need to rehearse for a gig, you probably can't do it at home because it's way too loud. So you need somewhere to go. So it's just I've got 3 rooms. People hire them by the hour and do what they want, whether they're on their own messing about or whether they're a band getting ready for a gig. So yeah. And I've tried to position the business at the professional end of the market, and I think the prices are justified, and I think it's worth it. Funnily enough, I only had that feeling after I'd emailed people and told people, before I was like, oh, is it? And then I just was like, oh yeah, do it, get it out there. And I was like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of makes you feel a bit like, no, I value myself, so...
Yeah.
And if people don't like that, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But someone else will.
Yeah. Funnily enough, this t-shirt I'm wearing now, we may not be for you, and that's fine.
Ah.
Which I love that idea. You know, if you don't like what we're doing, that's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing is for everybody.
That's true. And I think there's always somebody that will like what you're doing. You've just got to find them.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the hardest part, because what you like with your studio and with your podcast, it's good quality. Like, you can see that. So it's a good. I love your podcast, by the way. Every week I'm an avid listener. So but the crucial thing is finding the people that appreciate what you're doing, and that's the struggle sometimes, I think.
Yeah, because you don't know where they are.
No.
And you don't know how to reach them. It's and you can't. I don't know whether this is a positive or a negative, but it's entirely possible that you're not very good.
Yeah.
Because
what, me? Is this what
well,
are you trying to tell me something?
I know. I think right. I need to be getting. I'm trying to work out how to get more listeners, but how to reach more people. I know the people that I'm talking to are fascinating. I just need to get more people to listen to it, and I'm sure they'll agree. Now, I'm not entirely sure how to do that, but I'm working on a few things. But what if I have reached the right people, but it's just not very good? That's not impossible. I mean, I don't think that's the case, but it's not impossible. But you have to. I think maybe you just need to work out why you're doing what you're doing, and make that, whatever that is. If you just want to create something that millions of people listen to, then write a pop song or something. You know, if you don't care about the content, you just care about the likes, then write something that's meaningless but popular. You know. And then but if you want to make some, the difficulty is I want something that's both good and popular,
exactly,
which is the magic, combination. If it's popular, we'll be able to get sponsors, we'll be able to increase production values, get somebody to book the guests, maybe get a studio, all these things, and hopefully just increase the quality and the frequency of it. So it's finding that, and a lot of it is trial and error and trying something new. And I recently started doing video on my podcast,
which I love.
Thank you. Well, I had a conversation with somebody the other day, like, was that the right decision to do?
Yes, 100%.
Well, okay, well, thank you.
Because you can still listen to it as a normal podcast if you want to. So
True.
For people who aren't into the video, keep listening to it as normal. Like, if you're on the go, I listen to it sometimes as the pure recording.
Yeah.
But then there'll be other times, like I message you, where I've streamed it on my TV.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And I just sit on a Friday night and watch watch you talking
Sitting
to
there
again.
with your friends.
Yeah.
TV friends. I mean, the reason I had that doubt is return on investment. Is it worth the amount of time it takes the extra time it takes to film it, to edit it, and upload it and share it for the attention it's getting? And I've created a bit of it's added an extra hurdle where if you want to do the podcast now, you have to come to the studio.
Right, I get you.
Whereas before, if it was just audio recording, I can and have gone to people's houses and that's fine. It's or wherever, coffee shop or so it's made it a little bit more tricky. But where I landed on that was people who can't come but I really want to talk to, I'll go to them and we'll just do audio.
Exactly.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not.
Worry about consistency. Like, you want to keep all of them video in it, and then if it's too sporadic, the video, then it's maybe not worth doing. But I think it'll be the exception where I don't do video, so it's fine. But it's not until you talk about these things with somebody, because you have all these thoughts in your head, don't you? Am I good? Is this good? Is this a waste of my time? But it's not until you talk to somebody and they say something obvious and you're like, oh yeah, you're totally right. Why didn't I think of that? But it's not until you talk to somebody. We need to talk to people more.
We do.
I need to talk to people more.
Yeah.
You'll find this as well when you're essentially working for yourself.
Yes.
You don't have to report to anybody.
No.
You have no requirements or targets unless you set them for yourself and stick to them. So you can do whatever you want, which also means you can do nothing.
Exactly.
If you want
so
to.
this is why I've, Tremaine.
Yes.
So he's one of
wonderful guy.
One of our friends locally in Northampton.
Yeah.
Very talented musician and music manager. But he started doing business consultancy. So I've started working with him as a way of making myself accountable.
Yep.
Because I am not accountable to anyone. So there can be days where I just sit and do very little.
Yeah.
But I'm even finding that difficult because I'm kind of like, okay, so we've made a plan. So how much of this can I get away with not doing?
Yeah.
But not because I'm lazy, just in a, I don't know if I can, or I'm a bit nervous about doing that, and it's just a bit annoying because then you get in your own way, don't you? And you're just like sabotaging yourself before you've even really tried. Because you're just like, well, what's the point? Because it probably won't work anyway. And I don't really want to email people out of the blue and say, do you want me to write stuff for you? Because it's like, it's a bit scary and all that kind of stuff. But you've got to just sort yourself out.
Accountability partners. That's where it's at, I think. Me and excuse me.
You're right there.
Yeah, I'm fine. Me and my friend Adam Fitch. Shout out to Adam Fitch.
Adam.
He's great. But we sort of help each other out with what we're doing and whether we've wasted a day.
Right.
Like, mate, I did fuck all today.
Really? Okay.
You just got to tell someone, and then it's like, okay, that's still accountable.
Right.
You could have not told anyone and got away with it.
Yeah.
But now you've told somebody, he'll say, okay, what are you doing tomorrow? So you've told somebody, we listen to, or he particularly reads a lot of books about business and management and working and how to increase your own productivity, because that helps him do more shit, and in my experience anything that helps me do more is beneficial. Because I think I have a tendency to do what you do. Like, I want to watch this film today, or I want to play this game today, or I want to go to this place today that I don't really need to go to. So how can I free up as much time to do that, push all the other responsibilities, condense them as much as possible, and make time for the fun bit, which is fine to an extent. But if you're accountable, if you tell somebody you're going to do something, I always do what I say I'm going to do to other people. So yeah, anything that can make you accountable is good. He's got this thing called, there's a guy called Grant Cardone, a American, started out in real estate, made loads of money, productivity, 10x bullshit, all of that sort of stuff. But some of the stuff he says works. He's got a planner that he sells, and it's like, you write out your goals, and then you break up your day into 3-hour chunks. What are you going to do in each of those? So in the morning you write down what are your goals, like ultimate goals, like house with 10 acres of land, or private jet, or
inner peace,
or chocolate cake, or whatever it is. You write that down at the start of the day, work through the planner, write down like an inspirational quote, write down your targets, and at the end of the day you write down your goals again. And the idea is, if you're thinking about those big goals that are far in the future, you're working towards something. So if you write down, I need to finish paying off my £500 credit card debt, or whatever it is, or I need £500 million, whatever it is, if you're thinking about it consciously twice a day, then the work that you do, you're working on something to get there.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, it's like, why am I doing this today? Why do I have to get this done today? Oh, because I want that, whatever it is. And without doing anything, if I do nothing, I don't get that. If I do something, I might get that. And if you think about it twice, I mean, that's helped me.
So what's your ultimate goal for this?
Excuse me. I want a house with land, a workshop to do things. I love cars. I haven't had a car for about 6 or 7 years now, but I really enjoy them, old cars, and messing around with them, things like that. So these sorts of things. No debt, obviously. That sort of thing. Some financial freedom. I don't necessarily want £1 million or however many pounds, but the ability to not worry about paying the rent. or I've got to do this because if I don't do this, I can't afford whatever. You know, if I'm going away, it's like I don't want to have to choose whatever the cheapest hotel is I can find.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want to stay at the fucking Ritz or whatever.
Yeah, you do.
That would be nice. But to not have to worry about that, it's like Rogan says it perfectly. Or I think his mate Eddie Bravo said it. To have enough money to go to a restaurant and not have to look at the prices.
Yeah.
It's like that's it. I don't, the cheapest thing, or I want the steak or whatever, or I want the expensive rum or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, okay. We're not talking thousands, we're not talking hundreds. It's like a £20 main course instead of a £7.50 one.
Yeah.
But to not even have to think about it, or say, well, I think we can afford one meal out this week or whatever.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. Have enough money to not worry about those small decisions. And then obviously that enables you to do other things. I want to help out family, pay off family's mortgages and all that sort of stuff. Relieve them from a bit of financial strain because they've done so much for me. It's to repay people. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. It's always great when you see that, when you see like a footballer or a musician, they go, yeah, I bought my mum a house. It's like, oh man, that must feel incredible.
You just would though, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You have to. That would be the first thing you do.
But that must be such a nice, to go some way to repaying people that have done things for you.
Yeah.
Done a lot. In my case, everything, how do we get to here? Planner, goals, what are you doing? I think that's it, yeah. What are you doing and why are you doing it?
I'm glad you're bringing us back to it. I can tell you're the pro.
Yeah,
I'm just like, well, we're just having a chat. I forgot we were even recording for
no,
a second.
But I go on tangents and that was far removed from where we were. But no,
that's
planner, productivity, that's why. That's why I think, yeah. I don't know what my why is. I think a lot of the stuff, my goals at the moment are still things which I'm not comfortable with. I like shiny objects. Not too much, but a bit. I don't necessarily think that's a good thing, because every time I've really wanted a material thing and then got it, it's never made me as happy as I thought it would. Ever. Not one thing. But I still want these things. So whatever that is, whatever I'm looking for there, I don't know, because it's not the thing. But, maybe I'll find out on the way to getting these things.
Well, the Dalai Lama would say you have to look within yourself.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm still working on that. The DL.
Yeah,
the DL knows.
Yeah.
So, but that's easier said than done, that one.
Yeah.
Very much so. It's a work in progress.
But if you're working on it at all, you hear it all the time when you hear people that are supposedly rich and famous or successful or whatever you deem success is, that they've got there, and then it's not actually about it. And
that's the problem. So that's one of my concerns, is that and I said this to Tremaine, my view of financial success has always been, when I've had the most money, I've been the most unhappy.
Really?
Yeah, so I used to work in London for a corporation, and they just threw money at us.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great for a bit. And I earned more than I'd ever earned.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, this wasn't massive bucks,
but
to me it was a lot of money, and to my family, I earned more than my dad had ever earned. Which is a big deal. And I was living in Putney in a very nice apartment, and just living the dream, as it were. And I was absolutely miserable. It was the worst time of my life. And so now, after that job, I took a pay cut and moved back to Northampton, and got this job, and it was the best job I ever had, and I lost a load of money, but it was cool. Yeah. And then ever since, obviously going self-employed, taking another pay cut initially. Yeah. So now I'm earning less than I've ever earned before. I earned more when I left uni than I do now. Yeah. But actually, I'm okay with that. And now I'm the happiest in terms of work and life balance and all the rest of it. I'm the best in that sense that I've ever been. So now the thought of actually earning more money makes me worried, because then it's like, well, am I going to be miserable again? Like, and I'm almost like, I don't want to, you know?
Yeah.
So it's weird what your mind does to you, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
It
that's
definitely is. I mean,
totally irrational. But
you've associated earning money with being unhappy, or earning more money with being unhappy, which, sometimes is the case. But then I presume it was the job.
Oh, it was. Yeah. It was the job and the environment and people.
So you can have the apartment, you can have the money, but you don't have to have the same job again.
Yeah.
And what you're doing now with this podcast, which will be a success.
Yeah.
With your blog and with your zine and with your charity work, you're fucking killing it. To be honest, you seem happy. Not that I've known you very long, but you seem like a happy person, a good person to be around, and everyone that knows you that I know says the same thing.
Aww.
So it seems to be working.
Yes, I've brainwashed everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's
paying off.
No, it's hard to take a compliment.
Fooled you all. Yeah, no, it is. It's very hard. Makes me very uncomfortable.
I'm the same. People, yeah, but it's but I'm not lying, and I'm right.
Okay.
So there. No, it's I mean, you're evidence of that you know, in that instance, you had some of what we thought the keys to happiness were, but if you haven't got the whole set, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The amount of people I know that earn lots of money, or lots of money, that's a bit vague, but you know, have the house and the car and the holidays and all of that shite, are miserable. Yeah, it's surprising. Really surprising.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. When I scroll through my friends in my head who've got the most money.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
And I think about the people I know that have the least money, or are doing things like we're doing, where it's tough and it's, you know, smaller amounts of cash and maybe a bit more financial struggle. Probably the happiest, not necessarily the most stressed. You'd think they would be. I mean, it is stressful, and you know, we regularly think, what am I doing? Should I just go back and get a regular job? Yeah. That would be so much easier.
Do you still think that?
Yeah.
Even after 8 years?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like working with people. So working for somebody is not my idea of fun. Now, whether that's just because that's the way I work, or whether I need to learn how to deal with that, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. But it's entirely possible that I might have to get a job at some point in the future. You know, go back to a 9 to 5. It's not, you know, it's within the realms of possibility.
I don't think so.
You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen.
You're going to be a YouTube sensation.
I don't know about that.
Do you know what? I need a YouTube famous friend, or like an Instagram famous friend, and it's a running joke with my friend Laura Murray, who lives in Ireland, and I was convinced it was going to be her for a while. I was like, make it happen. Yeah. And now she's gone and had 2 kids, and that's kind of, you know, taken her focus away, which is a bit selfish of her. What
was her thing then? What was she?
Well, she started doing. She was doing like a weight loss Instagram account, and it's called F Off Mum Tum.
Okay.
And it was really cool. It was funny. Like, she'd put funny stuff up, and then she'd be, you know, it'd be like the struggle is real and all this stuff. But she started getting quite a lot of followers on it, and you know, people were really engaging with it, and she was having a lot of fun. And I was like, mate, this is gonna happen. Yeah. Like, because she wasn't one of these people that was like, oh, look at me at the gym, oh, look at me eating clean. It was like,
breakfast,
shit, I've just messed up again, but okay, back on it, and that like real life stuff.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt again. What did you have for breakfast today? You had a dapper sandwich.
Yeah, I did. It was so good.
Yeah, I had peanut butter and jam on toast, which is fucking brilliant. Not particularly healthy.
I don't like peanut butter.
What is your problem?
I know. I've just discovered Marmite. I'm 35 years old, and I'd never tried Marmite. I know. What? I'm a mess, Josh. Like, what's wrong with me?
Well, no. It's great. It's like when you. It's like, I'd love to be able to watch The Office again, having not seen it. I want that for. I can't remember what I felt like when it, but I absolutely love it. I love that show. But now you're going through that.
With
you're
Marmite.
just beginning your love affair with Marmite.
Literally. First time I ate it, I was like, oh, I'm really
It's an
not...
unusual flavour.
I'm not sure about this.
Yeah.
And then I ate it a second time. I was like, no, this is like, I don't know. It's amazing. Do you like Marmite?
I do.
Oh.
I enjoy Marmite. Cheese and Marmite is great. You've got to try that.
Whoa.
So cheese on, you get toast. Do you eat bread?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Jeez.
Toast, butter. Do you eat butter?
Yes.
Real butter?
Yes.
Yeah. Butter, Marmite, and then cheese.
Oh, Marmite, then cheese.
And then put it under the grill. Oh, my
stop. God. You've blown my mind.
It's not good for the diet, particularly.
Yeah, I don't care, though. Really.
But tastes great.
Oh, my God.
I had something the other day. What was it? I was watching one of the guys I subscribe to on YouTube. He just goes out camping and walking and stuff. It's just really nice. Goes to really lovely places. And he had peanut butter and Marmite.
That's disgusting.
And I thought, are you fucking mental?
No. You think that's a step too far?
Yeah, I mean, I've not tried it, to be fair, but I can't imagine I'll have to give it a go.
Never say never.
Yeah.
That's what I've learnt in life.
Yeah.
You never know. But no, I'm not a peanut butter fan.
Sidetracked.
What?
Your friend, YouTube, Instagram sensation, breakfast foods. Yeah. But she had kids and it didn't work out.
Well, I mean, it's not that it's not worked out, but she just doesn't have the time. Like, she's second one on the way. She just doesn't have the time to, and with Instagram and stuff, you have to be posting every day. You have to be interacting with people, and that's kind of why it was getting somewhere and stuff. So I'm hoping that she'll pick it back up. But like with 2 kids, it's like, how are you gonna?
Yeah, I mean it's.
So sorry, Laura. It's not going to be you that's famous at the moment. Although in 10 years' time, maybe she'll do something. So it's got to be you, basically. So make it happen.
Well, I'm trying. Well, I'm not trying to be YouTube famous.
No.
I'm trying to have a successful podcast.
Let's talk about success for a second.
Okay.
So, because obviously you said about you want it to be great content and popular.
Yeah.
How popular is where like?
That's good. I was going over my numbers with a friend yesterday, and somebody who knows what they're talking about, and he said they're respectable.
Okay.
I think they're respectable for what it is.
Right.
You know, but I mean, really, to be honest, it needs to be generating money to pay for, because at the moment it's free and I do everything myself.
Yeah.
You know, and I've done that 125 times, 126 times, which is fine, and I enjoy it. But if it can make some money through sponsorship, I think that will be a good thing. And if you want somebody to pay you to talk about their product, they need to know it's going to reach a certain amount of people, and I'm not where that is yet. So it needs to like double or triple its popularity to get on the first step of the ladder.
Really?
Yeah, which feels like, is that even possible? Is it not? I mean, it's a risk, and you know, it's got to try, see what happens. I think. So, you know, I don't know. And another thing you need to think about, and it's difficult to be objective, is when should you give up? Because sometimes something's not working and it's not going to work. I think as much as you can say keep working, hustle and all that shit, I fucking hate the word hustle. Sleep when you're dead, that's what people say. The irony there being, if you don't sleep you will be dead. But they don't seem to get that. I think, no, sleep 8 hours a day.
Or 10 hours if you're like me, because that is like living the dream.
Sleep as much as possible.
I love sleeping.
If you can get done what you want to get done, then sleep the rest of the day. That is perfect. Whatever you need, isn't it? That's really what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, but sometimes you're working on something that isn't going to work. I've started a few projects and then stopped them because they weren't working and I couldn't figure out how to make them work. So call it a day.
So when do you know that you're at that point then?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe what I'm doing, maybe all of my endeavours, none of which are where I want them to be, maybe none of them are going to get there. That is entirely possible. It's, you know, because it's all in a grey area. There's no blueprint for what happens now, and particularly with anything creative, like writing, like what you're doing, or podcasting. It's not like you do this and then you get onto this step of the ladder and then you do that and you get. It's like there are no steps. It's like a slide. You've just got to keep going and hope that you get some traction. Hope that what you're doing has the desired effect.
So did you start the podcast with a view of wanting to make money from it?
Yeah, I think I did. I think I wanted it to be able to sustain itself, and at least pay me an hourly wage for the amount of hours I'm working on it.
Right.
Because obviously, it takes me up to 5 to 10 hours to do each episode.
Wow.
Yeah, like including recording, booking, recording, editing, uploading, sharing, all that sort of stuff. So
that is quite a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I do have time to do that because my work is in the evening, so I get all day as well to do work if I want to. So yeah, to just earn like, I don't know what an audio engineer would earn or a video editor would earn, that would be handy. And then that opens up the possibility that could be a job in itself. I could do that full time and that's fine. So yeah, I mean, that initially that's the first step. But I suspect probably the first sponsor or the first few sponsors, if we get them, will be just paying the bills, because it costs to host the podcast and all that sort of stuff. It's a very small amount. And guests don't get paid at the moment because there is no money to pay them. I would like to be able to pay people's travel expenses. I don't think most guests get paid. I think even at sort of Rogan levels, which is probably one of the most popular podcasts around, I'm pretty sure they don't get paid because what they actually get, they'll get a million people listening to them talk, which not many platforms or shows can offer that.
No.
So there's clearly it's a trade-off, isn't it? What are you offering? What are they getting and what are you getting? So, I don't know. It's all a big grey area.
Yeah.
This is like therapy.
Is it?
Yeah. Particularly as I'm reclined on a couch.
I know.
And you're sitting up
I'm
listening to me.
Yeah. Yeah, good. I'm glad it's like therapy.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I've always said that. I've joked about that on my podcast, and obviously having never been on one. Have I? Yeah, I've been on a couple, but yeah, they were more talking about things specifically. But it's nice. You get to work things out.
There you go.
As soon as you vocalise something, it's real, isn't it?
That's so true.
Yeah, it's accountable.
This is why I like writing the blog, because I don't know because you've obviously written for my blog.
Yes.
Which was very much appreciated.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
And yeah, quite a talent for writing. Who knew?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Again, not very good at compliments.
Oh, okay. Well, no, the only reason, maybe it is great, maybe it's not. But, I mean, I've literally written a dozen times in my life outside of essays at school. So I know I've got a lot to learn.
And you write for the zine now. You're you get a whole page in the zine.
I know, thank you very much. I'm proud of that.
I'm proud of it too.
Yeah.
I think it's sick.
I do still think that you're sort of humouring me a bit.
Not at all. Not at all.
And you don't know anybody else.
What?
No, that's not true. You're popular, aren't you? So that's not the reason.
No, I really like... so obviously it's part of the Happy Hood. Just for anyone who doesn't know, that is a little zine that myself and my friend Paige produce. We're working on issue 3 now. And it's a celebration of all the happy things that happen in Northampton, which is our hometown. So, and the reason that we did it is to celebrate everything that's great and all the ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And I asked Josh to write for it because I wanted someone with a cool perspective.
Cool.
Cool.
Am I not too old to be cool now?
Well, I'm 35, so I've got a couple of years on you, and I think I'm cool. But
I
maybe
think
the
you're
fact
cool.
that I think I'm cool means that I'm not.
Yeah, this is it. It's just
And
a
the fact that I'm
dangerous
using
trap.
the word cool.
Oh, cool. What was I? That's just reminding me of something.
Oh, go on.
Oh, man. Where was it? I can't remember now, but it was somebody saying, this is going to sound shit without the context, because the context made it important. But it was somebody saying, they were in a really horrible situation. I don't know whether it was war or whether it was trauma or whatever it was, and they were like, "Oh no, it was James Blunt."
Oh my god, are we quoting James Blunt on
he's fucking cool.
He's hilarious.
Yeah,
he's a funny guy.
Yeah, I judged him like most people.
Yeah.
And then I watched a couple of interviews with him and read a couple of things that a couple of interviews, and he's a fucking dude. He's just takes the mick out of himself.
Yeah, he's really funny.
He was saying, he's actually been in war, in the army. He was in some pretty hairy times, and now he writes soppy love songs, and he's well aware of that. And he was saying, "I'll have to share the interview with you."
Mm-hmm.
It was a thing on YouTube. I remember because it took me a while to find it after I initially watched it. But he was saying, I've done these things, and lots of other people have as well. Like, we've been in war, we've seen people dying, we've killed people, and you're worried about being cool. It's like, what even is cool? What does that mean? What's cool? It's not, And I thought, it's just so great. Like,
putting perspective on it.
Yeah, and I regularly think that looks cool, or is this? I'm bought into. I want to be cool.
You are cool though. You're effortlessly cool, Josh.
Well, maybe it's not effortless.
Oh.
Yeah, you see. This is the thing.
Bursting my bubble.
I think we are subconsciously or consciously trying to look a certain way. I wear the clothes that I wear. I'm not here sat in a suit.
We're kind of twinning today.
Yeah, very similar.
We're like all black and tats out.
Yeah, tats.
Tats.
Yeah.
Yeah, not.
Yeah. So we. But we do. Why have we got tattoos? Because I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's like it's like an expression.
Yeah, it is an expression. But this is the thing I haven't worked out with tattoos. I always say, like, if anyone says I'm thinking about getting a tattoo, I always say, well, just get something that if nobody ever saw it, you'd be fine with that.
100%.
But then why am I getting a tattoo on the outside of my body? Not that you can get one on the inside. Well, you can get one on the inside. But you know what I mean? Like, on display, it's an outward thing, isn't it? Am I getting it because I like the look of it, or I like the idea behind it, or am I getting it to appear a certain way to certain people? I think initially I thought I was doing it because it meant something to me and it was for a specific reason. But in hindsight, it was probably half because I wanted to look cool and half because of what it means. Yeah, I think it is. As much as I'd like to say it's not because nothing to do with being cool. It is. I associate tattoos with cool people. Heavy metal, rock and roll, motorcycles, those kinds of things where it originated from. And they're cool things. And I thought I'd like to borrow a bit of that coolness.
Okay.
It's important to be honest about these things.
I feel like you're regretting your confession.
No, this is confessional. This is good.
Don't leave me hanging.
No.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I got my tattoos.
I don't want to force that on you. That I'm not saying that's also the reason why you've got it.
Because it's not.
No,
but anyway.
No, exactly.
Because I actually didn't like tattoos for a long time. I got my first tattoo when I turned 30. So all the way through my 20s, I was very against tattoos. I didn't really get it. I didn't like it. I thought, everyone's just trying to be cool. And we're of the generation where you can remember where everyone had Chinese symbols and tribal tattoos, and now they just look awful and dated and oh God, what are you doing? But I originally got my first my first tattoo was my mum's name.
Cool.
On my finger.
Yeah.
And so all my tattoos have some kind of deep emotional relevance. And I've got one on my side that no one ever sees and that I actually forget I have.
Yeah.
And one behind my ear which I forget I have. But the rest are on my arms purposely because I want to look at them.
You want to see them,
Because I'm like, if I'm paying a lot of money for this amazing artwork, I want to see it every day.
Experiencing some pain.
Yeah, and experiencing some pain. So I get what you're saying about the cool thing.
Yeah.
And probably subconsciously part of it is it looks cool, because you wouldn't get something that purposely looks shit and that,
Yeah.
Would you? But yeah, I for me, I like looking at them. I'm just like...
Good friend of mine, Tom. Shout out to Tom. Very good friend of mine.
Who is Tom?
He's the guy. I say he helped me build the studio. I helped him build the studio.
Okay.
I carried the tools and held things in place while he did everything.
Did the work.
Because He can do anything, that man, and has done. And I got these are orchid tattoo. Orchids were my nan's favourite flower, and she was awesome. She was the sort of nan who thought you could do no wrong, which is always good.
Aww.
And when I was a kid, and she'd give us Coca-Cola. We didn't have it at home just because...
Yeah, we didn't have it at home.
It was a bit of a treat, and it's not necessary, and it's not good for you.
Yeah.
But also, when we went to Nan's, she'd give us some. But I couldn't drink it quick enough, it was too fizzy. She'd put sugar in it. Yeah, because that takes away some of the fizz.
Wow.
How cool is that? Instead of saying, oh no, too many sweets, she's like, nah, fucking get the sugar in it. That tells you all you need to know.
Your nan had no regard for diabetes whatsoever, did she? She was like, just
No.
forget about it. Yeah.
And she never had diabetes or anything like that. Anyway, so I had this tattoo done, and then I told Tom about it, and like any good friend, when you're acting cool, bring you back down again. So
Brilliant.
I think he worked out that orchid comes from the Greek word orchis, which also means testicles, because it's to do with fertility.
Right.
So yeah.
So you've got testicles.
So I've got
on your arm.
tattoos of nuts on my arm.
Right. You haven't.
No, I haven't. But I thought, oh, you bastard. And then I thought,
Did he
no,
ruin
that's
it?
fair
Did he
enough.
ruin it for you?
No. I was like, no, you're right. There's me being all, what's the word? Like I'm trying to be deep and meaningful, and he just like brings me down a peg
Love
or
that.
two.
I love friends like that.
Okay, no,
Okay.
I'll take that.
Thanks for bursting my bubble.
That's good. Brought back to reality. Sometimes you need that. Get a bit pretentious.
Oh, what was your nan's name?
Rose.
See, you should have got a Rose.
Yeah, but I never called her Rose. I didn't know her name was Rose till I was about 15.
True. It's a lovely
Yeah,
name.
It is. Yeah. She was magnificent. As lots of people of that generation were.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And how old was she?
Don't know. Mid-80s maybe.
Okay,
So she
good
did well.
age.
She had
Good age.
She had 10 brothers.
Are you Catholic?
No.
Oh, is she Catholic?
No.
Oh.
Why, do they have lots of
Yeah.
brothers? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, she had 10 brothers. You're just getting family history now.
I love this. Go
10
on.
brothers, and about fucking 6 of them died in the war.
Oh,
Something mental
Jesus.
like that.
Yeah.
One of them was a submariner, yeah, in a submarine, lost at sea.
No.
Imagine that. Not only are you stuck inside a metal tube under the water for months at a time, it also goes down and then just never comes back up.
Wow.
And you just die down there.
That's crazy.
It's insane, isn't it?
It is insane when you think about that is avoidable. 100% avoidable.
Yeah.
So all these brothers who died
Yeah.
needlessly.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? You can't imagine those sorts of things, like all these people going away and then just never coming back.
No.
And then you get a telegram like, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Weeks later.
Yeah. Carry on with your life.
Yeah. And we think we've got problems. Jeez.
You know what I mean? That's
We haven't got a clue, have we?
That's why I like talking to people that have been through shit,
Yeah.
because it makes you forget about yourself a bit and think,
This is why I love working for Age UK.
Okay.
Because I'm still doing that part-time. And you just get to meet, like, people in their 80s and 90s, and they have lived. And if you saw them out and about walking along, you'd be like, oh, God, you're so slow walking, like, get out of my way, like... because you do. You just
I
or
do that.
if they're paying in front of you in a queue and they're just like
You're
taking
why
ages.
didn't you have
Like,
your wallet out ready?
Yeah, exactly.
You twat.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh,
And
I'm
they're
a
like,
horrible
actually,
person.
actually, I'm an arsehole.
Yeah.
And these people are amazing, and they've done such incredible things, and the stories that I hear are just like mental. Yeah, I hope I get to that age and have loads of stories.
Yeah. Better start doing some shit.
Yeah. Better start making a difference in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But by that time, you'll be a YouTube sensation or whatever the next platform is, because I feel like it'll start on YouTube and then it'll be something
like
else.
you hologram or something, and there'll be
Oh,
like
my God.
3D holograms in your room and stuff.
That is going to happen,
Yeah.
That's really scary.
Well, it's either that or robot sex dolls. And I'm up for either. So that's
oh my
fine
god,
with
you
me.
should corner that market now.
Yeah.
I feel like there's somebody probably in Japan right now, all over that. Some big billion-dollar
I
industry.
imagine so. Yeah. It's only a matter of time. I mean, like many things, like porn drives a lot of industries, like streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for porn, streaming would have been really slow to catch on and wouldn't have advanced as quickly as it did. But now, millions and billions of people are streaming. It's like the technology speeds up. So yeah, I think robots and dolls and lifelike things inevitably will be in our homes.
Have you watched Humans?
No.
Ah, Channel 4. You
Yes.
can probably get it on box set.
No. Yeah, I've seen it. I've not
That's
watched.
pretty good.
Okay.
And that's
Okay.
kind of on that. That's on that topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and very plausible. Really, that could happen.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how we managed to talk about.
Yeah, sex
porn.
dolls. Well, I mentioned it. That's how we.
I feel like we've gone from I don't know. We've gone everywhere.
Yeah.
Haven't we?
Tell me about yourself, Laura. What's
No, this is a podcast about you.
Yeah, but I want to know about you. So, or do you have a plan, or what are you working towards at the moment?
Do I have a plan? So obviously I'm taking a break from the blog, from writing the blog.
Yeah.
Because it got to the point where I was writing every week, and it got to Tuesday night, and I hadn't written a blog, and I was like, shit, I'm supposed to launch one on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to write about. So I was writing stuff that I wasn't really happy with, and I was kind of doing the that'll do thing.
Yeah.
And the whole point of starting the blog was always to make it quality content.
Yeah.
I actually didn't start it to make it popular at all. I was anonymous, and I didn't think that anyone would read it apart from a handful of friends and family.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd taken a break from that because I got to the point where I was like, do I have anything else to say? Am I just saying stuff for the sake of it?
Yeah.
What's the point? And so I'm just having a bit of time off and releasing the podcast, this 6-week episode, to add to my breathing space as well. And I think I will start writing again, and I want to get to the point where I've got sort of 5 or 6 in the bank, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to then every week be, shit, I need to write about something. But then if I'm inspired, I can write something.
Yeah.
But that I've always got stuff that's quality that I can put out if I don't feel very creative. Because it's very difficult to, on demand, write about something meaningful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the topics, isn't it? Is right,
Yeah.
let's dig deep. You
Yeah.
know, what am I going to say? So yeah, that's kind of that's the plan.
It's a good plan.
Yeah, and I didn't know whether I should, whether stopping is a good idea, but I was like, well, I've got no choice. I have to stop
Yeah.
for a bit.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I have the same problems with my podcast. Release on Wednesday, so Monday comes around, and I think, right, I've either got to get somebody in tomorrow or Wednesday, or I'm missing a week. And you don't want to just go, oh, quickly get anyone.
Yeah, because I joked earlier and said, oh, just get me on. Because you can always get someone.
Yeah.
But then, like you say, you don't want it to be the same people on rotation.
Yeah.
Because that gets boring for the listener.
Yeah. And like you say, you can't just be meaningful on demand. So it's good. Bit of breathing space is good. Refocus. I mean, these are all cliches, aren't they? Breathing space, refocus. But it's true.
Yeah, and because I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that because, professionals don't do that. They just get on and carry on. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
People go on holiday.
I don't care what anyone else does.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah.
And the only person placing any judgment on it is me. No one else cares. I also got to the point where I was like, well, who's reading it? Is it making any difference? Who cares?
Yeah.
But actually, one of my other blogging friends, who's arguably more successful than me, Katie, she blogs about fitness and stuff. Hers is Cake versus Scales. She's brilliant. And she made a comment on one of my Twitter posts or something. She was like, yeah, but imagine every single person who's read your blog in one room.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was
yeah.
mind was blown. Because
Yeah.
whilst the numbers aren't massively huge, actually, if you looked at the whites of the eyes of all of these individuals, that's a lot of people that have actually spent the time and regularly read each week. So that kind of put it into perspective of popular, successful, and I have had messages from people. I had a message from somebody in Dubai who'd read something that I'd written and was like, oh my God, this is amazing, like I needed it at this time and this is why, and it's really spoken to me on this level and blah blah blah. And you just got to remember the why. Why am I doing it? Well, I just want to help people. Like, that's it.
And it's a great blog.
It's all right.
Your honesty is appreciated.
Thanks.
And it's I think I talk about it not all the time, but occasionally, like, honesty, everything's got to be honest, you know. If you're talking to somebody or you're writing an article or whatever it is, I think I've learned so much from other people because they've been honest and talked about something, instead of just giving you the Instagram version.
Yeah. Oh, don't even start me on fucking Instagram.
But hearing from other people that they, like, when I talk to my mate about, am I doing the right thing? It's like I sort of replied straight away, yeah, you are. I had the same question to myself yesterday. It's like we're all doing this, we're all going through this. But you don't talk about it, you don't know. And you think, it's just me, everyone else knows what they're doing, and I don't. What's my problem?
And then there's some big facade up and you're just like, well, if everyone's being dishonest with each other, and then you're all adding pressure on each other because it just takes the first person to be like, fuck, this is hard.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, yeah, fuck, it is hard.
Thank God you said that.
Oh, God, relief. And it's like, okay, we don't have to wear these masks anymore. We can just be normal, so...
And it's fine. It's fine. It's fine that it's hard.
Fine.
Some people are good at some things, some people are good at other things, and that's fine. Everyone has their strengths. But you feel like when you're a one-person band, like you and me, you have to do everything. And it's not possible to be good at everything.
No.
So some things are going to falter a bit, or I shouldn't have done that, or there was a typo in that and I can't change it now. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all part of everything, and nobody
life,
cares.
isn't it?
Yeah, nobody cares about it as much as you do. Nobody does. Even if they notice at all. I do it all the time. Oh, I put a wrong link in here, or I should have edited that out of this image, or there's a sound on the podcast I should have taken out. It's like nobody gives a shit. Just, it's all good. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. That doesn't sound positive, but I think it is. It's fine.
It doesn't sound it, but it is.
No.
So we've done an hour.
It's quick, isn't it?
How did you find that being on the other side of the...
It's good. It's nice to talk. Yeah. Yeah, you're very easy to talk to.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
I'm thinking.
Great review, thanks for that.
No, I'm thinking it's easy to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel I can tell you, like, be honest with you. And, I mean, maybe I'm not the best judge, but because I do a podcast and I've done it a lot of times, so maybe it's slightly skewed, but I can appreciate the need for honesty. Like, some people have told me stuff on my podcast. This isn't a big plug for my podcast, by the way.
Plug. It's a great podcast, by the way. Everyone should be watching, subscribing, downloading, liking.
No.
Yes, they should.
No, but I said it wasn't, and now it is just a big plug. No, but people have been really honest to me, and I thought, well, how did that happen? Was I asking them questions that have led down that path, or did they just come out with it naturally, or have they been meaning to get it off their chest and I just happened to be the person that had the conversation? And I think it's probably a combination of all of those things. I think there's some stuff that you need to talk about that you don't need to talk about, and we're here having a conversation about what we're doing and what's difficult. And I know that I've got a lot from other people when they've been honest about that sort of stuff, so I'm going to be honest about that sort of stuff. But people feel, you don't want to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I want to appear strong and in control. But it's okay not to be.
Yeah.
In
Completely.
fact, it's normal not to be. It's weird if you're to be permanently strong and confident all the time. I think is either A, not possible, or B,
You're a narcissist.
yeah, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You think you know.
Yeah,
you
you're
don't know.
not
Yeah.
self-aware. And actually, I think the strongest thing is always to be vulnerable, because you're allowing yourself then to be open to not failure but almost like you're allowing yourself to be not, I don't know what the word is, but you're just allowing people in, aren't you?
Yeah.
And all of the stuff that comes with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's the reason why I haven't in the past. I don't always like to hear other people's opinions. Whether that's because I think I'm right all the time, or I just want to do what I want to do, whether that's right or wrong. But you do need to hear them, I think. But we're all working through things. You know, it's good to hear other people's opinions, but I have to fight the urge to think that yeah, either I'm right or I've just got to do what I want to do either way. But I'm working on that. I think we're all working on, or should be working on stuff. Nobody's perfect.
That's very true. And it's all character building.
Oh,
yes!
You're such a pro.
Oh, I love a plug. I just love it so much.
You're going to be on ITV in no time.
Maybe
Chat
I'll
show.
be Insta famous.
You'll be the new
or the
Trisha.
YouTube. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Trisha, that's an old record.
God, Trisha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the right demographic for that reference, so I get that. It's
Yeah,
fine. I'm
yeah.
of the right age.
I keep forgetting we're the same age.
Is it because I look
You
so youthful?
young, yeah.
I've got no makeup on today, so I probably look even more like a 12-year-old boy at this stage.
There's nothing wrong with 12-year-old boy.
You couldn't have said that more creepily if you tried.
I'm not going to say anything else.
Yeah.
I'm not going to defend that position at all.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, Josh. Thank you for being my first podcast guest on this series of It's Character Building.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been fun. Yeah, you're easy to talk to. This will do well.
Good.
Maybe not this episode, but the rest of the episodes will do really well. No, you're doing good stuff.
Thanks.
So please keep doing it.
Trying.
Unless you need a break.
So there you have it, podcast number 1 of the first series with the lovely Josh Astrop. Thank you so much, Josh. I really appreciate the time that he spent to come and talk to me. I really enjoy having a chat with Josh anyway, and to have a chat with him where it's an hour of purely us talking with no phones or any other distractions is a real pleasure. So yeah, if you liked what you heard, please do check out Josh's podcast. He's got God knows how many episodes now with some really, really interesting people, and he's a much more professional interviewer than I was. So please do check it out. I'll put all the links and stuff for you to be able to click and have a little listen to his podcast. And if you liked this podcast, please do actually like it and share it and bandy it around as much as you like, because I'd be really keen to get it out to as wide an audience as possible. There will be more episodes coming, 5 more episodes, so stay tuned. The next one will be out next week.